Hello, everybody. It's Dark Side Phil. I need that money to pay my bills, the electric bill, the internet bill. Stupid fucking trolls, man. I just want to chill. I rock back and forth on the X and Y axis. Tip me. So I could catch up on back of multiple games. We'll get to the schedule after my story. Okay? Okay. So, back then, my friends would come over, we'd play Street Fighter together a lot. I was still kind of trying to get back into competitive Street Fighter. At that point, Street Fighter 4 was all the rage, and all my friends were into it, including me. I was trying to get into it and go to tournaments and stuff. And one time I remember, now I very rarely cooked anything in my home back then. Being, you know, single, what do I have to cook? Anything complex? I was just cooking for me, so I would rarely cook. When I did, I would make a shitty Cooking with the King video. It would be hilarious, and everyone would make fun of me because I didn't know how to cook, right? Everyone remembers that. So my friend says, I know how to cook, and what I'd like to do is make us all like pork chops. Why don't we go to the grocery store, buy some ingredients, and I'll make us breaded pork chops. We can eat it while we play Street Fighter today. I said, that sounds great to me. That's better than us, you know, ordering out some shitty fast food or whatever. Let's do that. Awesome. So we did so. And I remember we made the pork chops. They were pretty good. And one of the things that we had bought were panko breadcrumbs, okay? I still remember the box, what it looked like. I'm not even kidding. I remember what the box of panko breadcrumbs looked like. Not knowing anything about food, not knowing how to store it or anything. After we ate, I literally had the box of panko breadcrumbs that I just put right into my cupboard, kitchen, closed it, and never thought. I'm serious. I never gave it another thought. Likely 1 to 2 years later, I'm not exaggerating, yes, 1 to 2 years later, after being a full-time YouTuber, after dedicating all my time to making videos and not giving a thought to anything in that kitchen, one day I start to notice I've got bugs in the kitchen. And they're these little bugs that kind of look like ants, but they're not, and they have wings, but the weirdest thing about them is they're not flying, okay? I don't know what the hell they were. And I start mentioning them. I start noticing them all over the kitchen. Oh, what the fuck is this? So, of course, now I go on a search. Where are these coming from? And I open the cabinet, and I see a ton of them in there, and I start squishing them only to find out they're all infested in the box of panko breadcrumbs, all right? The box was full of them. Apparently, they not only come to eat, but I guess they might have even laid, because there was an insane amount of them. The whole cabinet was full of them. So I had to go in there full force with alcohol and smash and kill a ridiculous course. I have to get rid of that many. It was very nasty, okay? And after that, I was creeped out, of course. That's you know, a bug. I don't care about a bug here or there. When you get an infestation like that, that's disgusting, right? It's like, fuck, that's really nasty, okay? So this was, you know, again, over a decade ago in my place in Connecticut. Long past history. But I do have, not necessarily a phobia, but, like, I want to keep a clean house now. And ever since then, I've made an honest effort to make sure that my home is clean. It doesn't have food and shit lying around. So that way there's no potential that we could get any kind of an infestation of bugs or anything here. In fact, in my home right now, okay, anything that I have that's open, like flour, sugar, stuff like that, is in a sealed plastic bag, zipped, airtight. No way that any bug could get into that. Open. Everything is in an airtight container or a bag or whatever. My home is cleanly in that regard, and we regularly clean the house. At least once every other day. We're wiping down all the countertops. We're vacuuming the floors. We mop. We clean. We sweep. We do it all because we don't want to have a nasty house, right? I've been there. I've done that. Absolutely disgusting, right? And ugh, okay. Now, about 3 weeks to a month ago, I would say, we noticed a couple of ants near the back door, all right? And when we noticed a couple of ants, you're like, uh-oh, that's not good. Let's keep an eye on it. Let's make sure that this is not a big deal. Now, luckily, these are not the ginormous ants. They're not the red biter ants. They're little black ants. They're not a huge, you know, menacing problem or anything like that. The bummer is we have a backyard, but our backyard sucks. Our backyard was like paved over. It's the weirdest shit, okay? Everyone else who lives here has a nice green backyard with grass, and you can plant stuff or you can do stuff there. our backyard, the people who owned this place before I bought it, they paved over it with squares of concrete. So our yard is a grid of squares with fucking moss and weeds shooting up between it. It's a mess. It's shitty. It's a really, probably one of the worst backyards. So ants likely could be coming from anywhere. They could be coming from any of the cracks in the backyard. It's not like, oh, you have a yard, you could look for an anthill. They could be coming out of anywhere. All right? So there's really not much that you could do about that. You know, I don't know what to, you know, how do you stop it? How am I going to find it? Take spray the entire backyard and it ain't going to work. Okay? So we said, well, what are we going to do? All right, well, we're going to try to do our best to keep an eye and make sure the ants don't get in the house. So we started looking, and we noticed a few. One day, and this was about 2 weeks ago, we noticed a good amount. I'd say probably there were like 4 or 5 near the back door. All of a sudden, we started seeing them around the middle of the bottom floor. We even saw a couple in the living room. We're like, okay, not good. What this means is now they've sent out the scouts. These are the scouting ants. These are the ones that go out looking for food. They try to grab something and bring it back to the anthill. And the ants say, oh, we found food over there. Now everyone follow me. Let's do the conga line of ants into the house to get food, right? This is what they do. So what we tried to do is kill as many as we can and clean. But obviously this was not working. So what we ended up doing is buying ant traps. Now, ant traps come in way different kinds. The ones that we got were basically the highest rated on Amazon. And what it is, it comes in a multi-pack. And it's this little plastic transparent container full of transparent liquid, and the liquid has ant poison in it. And what you do is you just twist off the tip and you put it around the house. You can put it in the corner, you can put it at a place where you frequently see the ants. What we did, we put one at the back door, and then I put one near the trash can in the kitchen, thinking that's maybe where the ants will smell and try to go. And then I actually put one in the corner of the kitchen, thinking, okay, it's food, they'll go over there, right? So we've kept our eyes on the situation. And in the last week or so, every once in a while we see a couple, but not a lot. And we usually squish them, that's it. Okay, no big deal, right? We're thinking the traps are working. In fact, just yesterday, I had a phone call with my dad, and I gave him an update. I said, it looks like the traps are working because we haven't really seen many ants in the last day or two. Okay, no big deal. Well, that all came to an end this morning. Like I said, we were walking into the kitchen, and Jasper's distracted. He's looking all around, and he sees a ton of ants, I guess. And he starts you know, smashing them. So we're like, all right, this is not good. We got to take care of this situation. What's going on? So we start looking. They're everywhere. All right, they're on the kitchen floor. They're along the rugs. We have runner rugs in the dining room. They're all along the edges, walking through the dining room. Okay. What we figured out is that it looks like they're trying to get to the pantry. Now the pantry, like I just said, has food in it, but it's all stored. It's all in plastic bags or whatever. So we actually don't know what exactly they're coming to get. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they're coming in to get because there doesn't seem to be... We've never really seen an ant walking with food. You know, when an ant grabs a piece of food, then it walks away with the food above its head and it brings it back to the whatchamacallit, brings it back to the anthill. We haven't seen that, right? Yeah. We haven't seen that at all. So we're not sure what's attracting them or what they're looking for or if they're even getting anything, right? Yeah. So, well, you know, basically we killed a bunch. There was one that, well, there was a few in the pantry, killed that. They were all near the door of the pantry, killed all of them. We killed all the ones near the rugs. And my wife took out the Swiffer mop and went, whoop, mopped the whole floor. So essentially what we're hoping is that even if that left behind any trace of the ants, because some people say, oh, when you kill bugs, it leaves a pheromone. I can tell you for a fact, I know certain bugs that's true. There was one year, here's this story. One year, there was a bug that snuck into my office window over here. Okay? And I killed it on the wall, and, you know, dead. All of a sudden, a ton more bugs came to the window. So obviously something stink, a pheromone or something came out of the bug and attracted other bugs. So I get the feeling that's something that happens, is if you kill bugs, it could attract more. So we knew we had to clean right away. So all the ants we killed, we mopped right away. We mopped the whole floor so that hopefully that took care of it. Now, I had more traps, so I put out even more traps now. So now I have a trap on the other side of the dining room where we never had one, but that's where we found some ants today, so we put it there. I put one in the pantry itself, and then I put one somewhere else in the kitchen. So we basically have 6 traps. Okay, chicken traps. Dining room slash kitchen. It's funny. Suggestions. I appreciate that. Some people, so we can't do bug spray. It's not possible. Back door, but we've never really seen it. I mean, like, we have sadly, our back door is a screen door. Sucks. There's nothing you can do about a fucking shitty screen door. It's gonna have openings and things, and we don't even know what that's where it's coming from. What if they're coming from a crack in the wall? It could be. We don't know, right? We don't know where the hell they're coming from. We haven't really been able to detect it. So there's not much you could do there. If I spray, we could sadly get Jasper sick. I'm being recommended what you could do is buy bug spray and spray around the perimeter of the house. That's a good suggestion. I appreciate that. And you know what? I think we will do that. I think I'm gonna put on my list here, bug spray, ant spray. Hold on. I'm gonna do this right now. What is it? A spray can of bug spray. Do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna spray around the edge of the perimeter of the house. Obviously I have to wait for my day off to do this, but that's important because at this point, obviously there's something that they're attracted to the house to. We don't know what it is. And now we have 6 traps down, right? Will that be enough? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm looking for any help or suggestions. It's not that it's a giant problem right now, but what's also weird about it is all during the day we check and we almost never see any ants, maybe 1 or 2. It seems like they're always there overnight. They're always there overnight. They sneak in, right? Overnight. Bass says the trash inside likely attracts them. Take it out regularly. Here's the thing, we do. Our trash is not like a normal trash can. Our trash is a separator can that separates regular trash from recyclables, because out here everything is green and they force you to separate everything. And it's actually quite a small garbage bag. That garbage bag at most is there for like a day, day and a half before it gets thrown out. And the way the can works, it has an auto-closing lid and it actually has a scent negator. So unless there's something really stinky in there, which happens sometimes, you really don't know. It's not like a typical trash can where it's, one big can with everything in it and it stays there for days and days on end. And, the lid sucks. It's actually a really good trash can. So I honestly don't think so, even though, yes, we have seen a couple of them near the trash can. More of them today were actually at the pantry or the way between the back door and the pantry than the trash can. Okay? Excuse me. Houston Ray says you only need 1 trap placed at the trail source. Check the closets and AC unit areas. We don't have any of that. Ants carry bait back to the queen, which kills her and other ants very quickly and prevents reproduction, which is what we want. Exactly right. That's exactly what we want. At first, we thought that they were coming through the actual back screen door, which is where we put the first trap, but obviously they're coming in from somewhere else. So you're right. What we're trying to do, we're trying to find a way to put a trap so that they hit the trap between where they're coming in and the food itself. But we don't know where they're coming from. Yeah. So there's not much we could do besides just be more diligent, right? We got to make sure, again, there's no food out, which we don't. We have no food out. That's what's weird about what's attracting the ants when we don't really have food out. I don't know. In the pantry, everything's sealed. Everything's sanitary, right? So, really weird. Yeah. Actually, the living room's all right. In the living room, because someone just said, what about maybe there's some food in the living room? We actually checked. It wasn't that bad. There was only, the entire time this has been happening, about a month, we've only seen very few ants in the living room because there's really nothing in there. We think that, we see way more between the back door area, so it's not right. As far as infestations go, ants aren't too bad. They're not that bad because the thing is with ants, they're not really how can I say, destructive. They're not termites. They don't eat your fucking wood and destroy your house, right? And they're not like a bunch of bugs that are gonna. The ants aren't gonna make an anthill in your house, right? They're not. They're not like bees. Oh, we want to make a fucking hive in your house, or hornets. Instead, they're just looking for food. All they're doing is looking for food. Okay. Pokemon says, well, ants have exoskeletons. They get cold and hot like us. It could be a temperature change. I guarantee you it's a temperature change. This didn't happen until the temperature got warmer here and spring started. And then all of a sudden, and by the way, this is the first ever that we've seen this. I've lived here 8 years. I've never seen really an ant in a house. Not to say there's never been an ant. I guarantee you there has been. But I've never really seen an ant in a house. The only real bug problems I've ever had here, number one year, there was a really bad, those little fruit flies, little red ones. They laid eggs and then they were all over. I had to swat them. And then there was another, well, excuse me. Another thing is spiders. We used to have a bad problem with spiders. Spiders out here in the fall in particular, they can get quite big. Like, I've seen spiders this big. I'm not kidding. That fucking big. Big black spiders. They're not poisonous, thank God. Giant spiders all over the house. But we haven't really seen that since we got Jasper. I think what it is Jasper takes them out. He sees the baby spider. He gets rid of it. So it never has a chance to grow huge. Because I've not seen many or any big spiders since we got Jasper. So, it's a problem with my wife cleaning the whole downstairs, area. I took everything out of the cupboard. I was squishing ants. And then she took out the mop, the Swiffer mop, and she was cleaning the whole floor. And then she vacuumed, she Swiffered everything, trying to clean up. And hopefully, this is not an ongoing problem. Now I got 6 traps out, right? But what I will do, I will take that advice from, I forgot his name and I apologize, I already forgot. He said get the bug spray and spray around the perimeter of the house. I will do that too. All right, I will absolutely. I'm going to do that because I got to do everything at this point. This is, you got to get rid of it. Can't have ants keep coming in the house for our food and shit, especially when there's nothing in here. Like, what are they coming in here for? They're not getting anything. So why do they keep coming back, right? Is it Pale Blood? Was he the one who suggested it? No, who was it? I don't know. No, never had roaches, thankfully. Never had roaches. Yeah.